Hi, today's story is titled My Father Doesn't Love Me. There was this teenage girl who grew up without having much opportunity to spend time with her father because her father was always at work. She did spend a lot of time with her mother because her mother was a housewife and she was always at home whenever she came back from school. So she shared a lot of stories with her mother. She had a lot of enjoyable memories with her mother. And she always used to wonder, why is my father not spending time with me? Her father was a very simple man who was working very hard for the family, but the girl didn't feel it then. She just felt the father just didn't spend enough time. So in time to come, eventually there was one day, the girl, as she grew more into her teenagehood, where she started to become a little bit more rebellious. One day she went out for her school prom and she was late. So when she came back home and she was late, and her father was at home, and the father scolded her. Why are you coming back home so late? And she said, why do you bother? I'm surprised you're even at home at this point. Most of the time you're not even at home. So what gives you the right to ask me? And then she went off. She stomped into her room and she closed the door. The father was speechless. He was very, very disappointed. He just kept quiet and he went to bed. The next day, the mother heard about all this, and the mother went and told her father, don't worry, I'll have a word with her. She doesn't know how hard you are working for the family. That day, during lunch, the mother spoke to the daughter. She told her, do you know who your father is? Till then, you have got no right to talk about him like that. Go to his place. He does two jobs for this family. In the morning, he works as a security officer. In the night, he works as a cleaner until he works until about 1, 2 a.m. comes back home for about 3 to 4 hours of sleep and then he goes off. Why don't you go there and see for yourself? Then you come and tell me. So the daughter actually took it very seriously and she went down. She went down to the workplace. First, she went to the father's day job and she realized it was a construction site. It was hot, dusty, and the father was working there, standing in the hot sun. She stood from the main road and she was just looking at the father who was dealing with the construction workers, visitors, giving them passes, managing all the lorries, the dust. His shirts looked so dirty, his face was so oily. Could see that he definitely was very, very exhausted. Just after that, sharp at 7, he quickly changed and he went to his night job. She followed behind him and she saw him at the restaurant cleaning up. He was washing the kitchen and she could even smell the stench of the leftover food from so far away, whereas the father was carrying it happily with a smile on the face just because he knows that this is going to bring the food on the table for his family. She then realized that the father was always not at home because he was working very, very hard for the family. The father was always not talking much because he was just too exhausted. The father never shared any of his stories with her because he was just very embarrassed of what he was doing. End of the day, we all have got to do some things to make our lives complete. In his case, he just had to do 2 jobs to make sure that everything is safe and sound at home. Everyone has enough. He has to complete his life. But he's still not complete because he thinks that he has lost the daughter's love. The daughter, after seeing all this, went back home and said, I'm going to wait up for father today and I'm going to tell him that I love him. Moral of the story, if you really feel that your parents are not there for you, think again. Are they really not there for you? We have used terms like your time and my time was way different. Was it really that different? We have said that you don't understand, you're very old-fashioned. Is it really true? We find that they're unfair, they love our brothers and sisters more, or they just don't care about it. Is it really the case? Think about it. I hope this story has inspired you as much as it has inspired me. Thank you. See you soon.